Good evening and welcome to Sunset News on this Thursday evening. As always, we bring you news, community stories, economics, weather and sports. I am Aina Kweyo. In the news tonight, the Namibian government opened a scholarship call for master's degree and TVET applications for Namibian youth. Erongo Regional Governor Neville Andre announced that the Erongo region has been identified as one of the preferred regions for applicants to take part in the Youth for Green Hydrogen Scholarship Program 2024. The deadline for submissions of the applications is 6 October 2023. Precious Ngitwanapo reports.
For TVET diploma or certificate for full duration of the studies. This indeed is an opportunity not to be missed and should attract the interest of all Namibian young people. I am therefore calling on all young Namibians to take advantage of this call and apply. In order for the youth in Erongo region to take advantage of this call, my office, in collaboration with the Erongo Regional Council, will assist in facilitating applications from the region to submit their applications. The applications can be done online or hard copies can be submitted. We will avail an identifiable box where applications or applicants can submit forms at the office of the governor and all constituency offices, settlement offices, and traditional authorities. Will also engage with the local authorities to come on board to assist. This is the box that you will find identified clearly, and applicants can submit or throw in their forms into this box. My office will soon also spread the message on radio stations, as well as developing posters for social media circulation to entice all citizens in the Erongo region that conforms to the requirements. The workshop is to give more detail about the application for scholarship. We're also inviting young people to attend this workshop so that they can get more information and also be enticed or have clear information in terms of how to apply and when to apply. But we will also avail our offices in terms of the regional office, settlement office, and the constituency office for those that also would want to apply online. The services or systems will be made available. And of course, we hope that also the local authorities will also assist in availing this to them. And once more, I would want to call on our young people in the Erongo region to take advantage of this great opportunity and to be part of the future which is bright for Namibia. I thank you, and that is what I am here to announce to you.
SME's Competitiveness Consultancy, better known as SME Compete, in collaboration with Shell Namibia, on Wednesday launched Empower NamBiz, a program that aims to empower local entrepreneurs. The program seeks to empower 17 entrepreneurs from 3 towns: Oranjemund, Windhoek and Walvis Bay. Shell Namibia's finance manager Nicoline Oandere tells us more.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me say on behalf of Shell how delighted we are to see you here and to make a commitment to the launch of Empower NamBiz. At Shell, we believe in the power of collaboration and the positive impact it can have on our society. Today we come together not just as business leaders, but as partners in fostering a brighter future for SMEs. Namibia, like many nations, faces unique challenges, sets of challenges, as we all know. Yet it is during this time of challenges that we find the greatest opportunities for growth and transformation. That is why we are pleased to partner with SME Compete, an organization with deep experience in entrepreneurship, in order to assist entrepreneurs in Walvis Bay, Oranjemund, and in Windhoek to grow and create jobs and prevent poverty, right? That is our main purpose for SME, right? We are here in Walfish Bay, and we'll be taking our next journey to Windhoek and then Oranje to grow and improve SME businesses. A vital initiative that aligns perfectly with the goal of the Harambee Prosperity Plan. We all know what the Harambee Prosperity Plan is, right? Spearheaded by our government, serving as a guiding beacon for our nation's development. The Harambee Prosperity Plan emphasizes the importance of including economic growth, job creation, and poverty eradication. It is the roadmap for us to build a nation where everybody has the opportunity to thrive, where everybody and nobody is left behind. This 2-year program is a tangible step in this direction. SME are the lifeblood of our economy, representing the entrepreneurship spirit that fuels progress. This initiative is not just about financial support or grant, but as we've witnessed today, it's about knowledge transfer, mentorship, and creating a positive ecosystem where SMEs can flourish.
The Namibia University Science and Technology has responded to allegations of favoritism and corruption after NUST alumni representative Shoki Kanjimi's win on Wednesday. The election process, which began on the 11th of September and concluded on the 12th, saw Kanjimi reign victorious with 105 of the votes compared to his opposition Yuno Angola, who scored 90 votes. A letter accusing the university of favoring Kanjimi was sent out this week, just 1 day before the results were made public. We are hereby writing to express our deepest concerns as staff members of this once prestigious university regarding gross misconduct, unfair bias, and unethical favoritism in the nomination and campaign processes for the position of an alumni representative to the NUST Council, more specifically the campaign of Shoki Kanjimi. This threatens the integrity of the election process and raises serious questions about the ethical conduct of our institution. The letter addressed to NUST management reads, NUST spokesperson John Haufiku told Namibian Sun that the elections were fair and the results are a representative of the alumni's community's will. The Office of the Registrar, which oversees the elections, have also confirmed that the election were free and fair. This is an essential democratic process for inclusion in which everyone is represented in the governance of our esteemed institutions, NUST, said the statement. Now we move over to our next story. President Hage Geingob is set to participate in the 78th session of the United Nations General Assembly, scheduled to take place from the 17th to the 24th of September in New York, USA. The presidency announced this morning that Geingob will deliver a speech on Wednesday, 20 September, where he will discuss Namibia's vital role in advancing global commitment to the 2030 agenda and the imperative realigning efforts towards achieving the 17 Sustainable Goal developments. Straight after wildlife dealer Johan Lombard received bail in his case where he was accused of the illegal capture and transport of game to the value of $871,000, he was immediately arrested again in connection with a case dating back to 2014. The 57-year-old Jan Anthony Lombard, his 54-year-old brother Johannes Jacobus Lombard, and the 49-year-old Rudy Kotze appeared in Khobabe's Magistrate Court on Wednesday and were all granted a bail of 50,000 Namibian dollars each. The two Lombard brothers established the Golden Game wildlife farming, capturing and export business in Mariental. The three were arrested earlier this month in connection with the illegal capture and transport of 28 blue and 9 black wild beasts that took place on the 30th of August at Farm Ritz in the Leonardville area with an intent to sell. The 3 were charged with illegally transporting game or game meat under the Nature Conservation Ordinance and for selling and purchasing of game without a permit. Moving over to our next story. The Windhoek Woordfees was officially launched this morning at Drombos. This festival will bring the finest in Afrikaans music, literature and theatre to Windhoek and for the first time Swakopmund and Walvis Bay. Have a look.
Die Windhoek Woordfees is vanoggend amptelik bekendgestel by Drombos wat ook een van die borge is en waar die gedeelte in Windhoek gaan plaasvind. Vanjaar is nog meer spesiaal want van die stukke, die grootste stukke, gaan ook na die kus. So dit skop af van 1 November tot 5 November. En van die groot kunstenaars wat kom is Joshua Nadireen, Marion Holm wat natuurlik skreeusnaakse komedie vertoningslewer, Laerskool Noord wat by verskeie feeste in Suid-Afrika opgetree het en dan ook met groot pryse weggestap. Holm wat in hierdie toneelstuk speel en Margriet Meyer Rodenbeck wat daarin verskyn. Dan ook 'n verwerking wat Margriet gedoen het van Hoerkind, van Herman Lategan wat nou ook op die planke is. So daar's kore, daar's 'n kore optrede van kore, daar is 'n skrywersgesprek, daar's ook ATKV tienertoneel, 'n Windhoek Afrikaanse privaat skool wat met hulle wenstuk gaan optree. Daar's poppekas met Dominee Ria. So daar's letterlik iets vir die hele familie. Droombos in Windhoek wat natuurlik die ideale venue is. Republikein is een van die borgers saam met Eerste Nasionale Bank en dan nou natuurlik Droombos. Hou Republikein dop vir die hele program.
We take a look at our story of the day shortly. Dr. Peter van der Westhuizen made a second appearance today in the Swakopmund Magistrate Court. Van der Westhuizen was arrested on the 3rd of July for a case of assault against his wife Sonia van der Westhuizen. He was released on bail of 2,000 Namibian dollars after being detained for 9 days. The case was postponed by Magistrate Sally Sailonga for further investigation. He is set to make his third appearance on the 9th of November. She filed a total of 3 restraining orders against him, which he contravened. She has since filed for a divorce. The accused is being represented by Danny Kotze, while Sarah Kandume represents the state. Van der Westhuizen has made several appearances before the Windhoek High Court on numerous charges of raping his patients, which he was found not guilty and acquitted from. Now moving over to community news, First National Bank donation empowers paroles.
When the Namibian Correctional Service was approached by the Women at Work Training Center to refer individuals who were released into the community, including those released on parole and remission to the program, we were pleased to know that the consequential work of offering community-based vocational training interventions to individuals who are released from correctional facilities, which was previously carried out by organizations such as Change, is able to continue through the commitment of the Women at Work Training Center. We believe that such cooperation between civil society organizations is key towards leveraging synergies in order to aid individuals such as ex-offenders to ensure their transformative support and care. Ladies and gentlemen, the Namibian Correctional Service is mindful of the fact that initiatives such as this is very important and would not exist were it not for the generous funding offered by First Rand Group Namibia. Ladies and gentlemen, if I may, please allow me to specifically address those at the center of the reason why we are all here today, and that is our New Beginnings program participants, many of whom I was so happy to see some familiar faces amongst the participants that I've worked with throughout my time at corrections. And one of the key lessons learned through correctional work is that people who return back to their families and communities after release face many challenges. These challenges are familiar to many of you here today. These are the realities that many of you faced. There is often a lack of understanding, for instance, by loved ones of the difficulty in adjusting to being back to normal life, including getting back to being a mother or father to your children, who you haven't seen for months or even years, but you face this reality with courage and strength. The new skills that you will learn during the training is what you never had. My hope for all training participants is that you fully commit to making the most of this opportunity, to invest in your ability to give yourself a business idea that you have never had before or a new employment opportunity.
In economic news tonight, a total of 1,094 new vehicles were sold in August, a decline when compared to the 1,260 units sold in July. According to IJG Securities, year-to-date, 8,794 new vehicles have been sold, of which 4,299 were passenger vehicles, 3,956 were light commercial vehicles, and 539 medium and heavy commercial vehicles. In comparison, 6,914 new vehicles were sold by August 2023 on a 12-month cumulative. A total of 12,803 new vehicles were sold at the end of August. Now let's have a look at our financial indicators. The Namibian dollar trades for 23 Namibian dollars 42 cents to the British pound, and 1 euro gets you 20 Namibian dollars 12 cents. 18 Namibian dollars 90 cents gets you 1 US dollar. All commodities have increased: gold with a 0.05%, platinum 0.78%, and copper 0.19%. In international news, after the break, Denmark's Maersk names world's first methanol full container ship. After the break. Denmark's Maersk named the world's first methanol-fueled container vessel at a ceremony in Copenhagen earlier today as it teamed up with its majority owner to form a new company to produce green methanol. At a ceremony at the harbor front outside Maersk headquarters in Copenhagen, the 172-meter-long vessel capable of carrying 2,136-meter containers was named Lara Maersk by European Commissioner. Now, Maersk took delivery of the world's first such container vessel in July when it began its maiden journey from South Korea to Europe. Green methanol produced.
Lara Maersk, as you sail the waters of the world, may your journeys be smooth and your tasks successful. This event is a big deal, not only for Europe, but for the whole world. As you said, 90% of the world trade is carried by sea. International shipping represents 3% of the global greenhouse gas emissions. By successfully decarbonizing shipping, We're not only promoting our fight against climate change, we're also creating new supply chains, new industries, and thousands of new good jobs. The next priority is to secure green fuels, as you said, at scale. Take hydrogen. By 2030, we aim to produce and import 20 million tons of renewable hydrogen each year in the European Union. This is possible because we are already deploying renewable energy like never before.
To successfully transition away from fossil fuels, we must jointly address the next big challenge, and that is to enable and scale the world's supply of green fuels. And let me just illustrate the magnitude of this challenge. By 2030, Maersk alone needs approximately 5 million tons of green fuels.
Religious leaders from Kenya's port city of Mombasa demonstrated yesterday against a ruling by Supreme Court that reaffirmed the right of the LGBTQ community's right to associate. On Tuesday, the court upheld the right of the National Gay and Lesbian Rights Commission to register with Kenya's NGO board.
Religious leaders from Kenya's port city of Mombasa demonstrated on Wednesday against a ruling by the Supreme Court that reaffirmed the right of the LGBT community's right to associate. On Tuesday, the court upheld the right of the National Gay and Lesbian Rights Commission to register with Kenya's NGO board. Here is religious leader Athman Ahmed.
Urging our president to step his feet on the ground and prevent the legitimizing of the LGBTQ in Kenya, just as much as what Museveni did for Uganda.
Several members of parliament briefed the media from a nearby hotel and said they were opposed to the decision by the court. Dr. Jackson Kosgei is a member of the National Assembly.
The legalization of the LGBTQ movement is a foreign aspect which is not welcome within our territories.
In Kenya, lesbian and gay sex is punishable by up to 14 years in jail. But for now, Kenya is still seen as a relative heaven for LGBT people in a hostile region. Unlike in many of the more than 30 other African countries where same-sex relations are illegal, its colonial-era anti-gay law is rarely enforced.
Let's have a look at the sports for tonight, courtesy of Sports Rep.
Good evening and welcome to the Sun City News Sport Wrap section. I am Ashwin Berry. Vivo Energy Namibia this morning announced a sponsorship of fuel worth 150,000 Namibian dollars to Blue Waters Football Club for the 2023-24 Debmarine Namibia Premiership season. The sponsorship will ensure that the team traveling costs through the season are covered. Blue Waters Football Club thanked the company for their generosity and lamented that they will continue to make sure that the Vivo brand does not go unnoticed. The Debmarine Namibia Premiership kicks off this coming weekend. The sponsorship comes after Namibia Football Association announced that Debmarine Namibia has availed 18 million Namibian dollars for the season, adding 3 million to the 15 million Namibian dollars they gave last year. The Namibia senior national rugby team is ready to tackle the former world champions New Zealand at the 2023 Rugby World Cup in France tomorrow. Coach Alistair Coetzee yesterday named a strong squad to challenge New Zealand in what many fear could be a mammoth task against one of the strongest nations. Coetzee is, however, confident that the players are charged up and will give it their all in the match.
Neo Paints has established a 67-year Namibian legacy, creating personalized paint solutions that blend quality and innovation for the Namibian people. We pride ourselves in being a 100% Namibian-owned company, investing in our country and our people by employing and empowering true Namibians. With every brushstroke, Neo Paints commits to our quality guarantee and always delivering a coat of excellence. At Neo Paints, we always stay true to our country. We are as Namibian as you.
The highlights from tonight's broadcast in case you're just joining us or if you've missed some of our top stories. President Hage Geingob is set to participate in the 78th session of the United Nations General Assembly, scheduled to take place from September 17 to 24 in New York, USA. Straight after the wildlife dealer Johan Lombard received bail in his case where he was accused of illegal capture of transport of game to the value of 817,000 Namibian dollars, he was immediately arrested again in connection with the case dating back to 2014. Vivo Energy Namibia this morning announced a sponsorship of fuel worth 150,000 Namibian dollars to Blue Waters Football Club for the 2023-2024 Debmarine Namibia Premiership season. The sponsorship will ensure that the team's traveling cost through the season is covered. And with that, we've come to the end of tonight's broadcast. Please do make sure you join Sunset News on Facebook, on all NMH platforms, on weekdays, as well as on our website, which is called oneup2.com. Sunset News screens on DSTV channel 285, as well as GoTV 25 in Namibia every weekday from 7:30 p.m. to